Hello and welcome to the Organized People Club. I'm here to talk to you about our Smart Budget Tracker. When you first open the document, you will see a Read Me tab. Here we've just summarized a few simple guidelines for you on how to use the tracker. If you're a newbie to trackers, don't worry. There is a separate tab for you with detailed description of this document available. The one thing to bear in mind is that this document contains high volume of hidden formulas, and some parts of the tracker you see in front of you should not be modified. Don't worry, you won't break anything though. We've added notifications across the tracker. So if you see this type of notification appearing, it means that you're trying to modify one of these important cells. All you need to do in that case is to press cancel and stop modifying that cell. That's it. Now let's look into the tracker. The first thing you need to do is to set up your categories and your budgets. Here you will find predefined sections for you to fill in with your types of income, savings, and type of debts. The last section is all about your bills and expenses. We've already added a few categories in as examples, but they are all modifiable. So just type over the categories you would like to replace. For example, I can replace broadband with anything else, such as dog, phone, or maybe piano lessons. Here you will also find some custom categories that you can use to add extra type of expenses of your choice. There is one very important thing you need to do in this tab. You need to define each item in this section here, in the spend section, as a bill or a variable expense from the drop-down menu. You only need to do it once, but this is essential for the tracker to provide you with accurate, smart recommendations about your financial situation, which you will see later in this video. Once you've added all your categories in, add budgets for the month. You will see some useful tips on the top of the tab, which will show you if you are over budgeting or under budgeting and by how much. It is calculated based on the total planned income you've added in for the month. This will help you to make sure that you don't budget more money than you're planning to earn. Then there is a simple part left. In the Track Activity tab, add all your actual expenses, actual bills, type of debts, savings, and types of income for the current month. It is very simple to do. Just add the day in the first column. Then in the second column, use the drop-down menu to select a relevant category. In the menu, you will find all your categories sorted out alphabetically for your convenience. Then add the total amount in the third column. There is also some space for you to add notes if needed. That's it. Now it's time to check out your results. In the See Results tab, select the month in the top left corner, and you will see how all the stats and graphs are updated accordingly. Let's start from the top. There is an overview graph that shows you how much you've actually earned this month so far, how much you've already spent on bills and expenses, and how much you've already allocated to your savings, as well as the total amount of paid out debts for the month. Then there is a small graph where you will find a daily breakdown of your bills and expenses to see on which days you spend most of your money on. Beneath the graph, there is actually a section with notifications from us. Here you will notify you if there are any issues with your tracker, so keep an eye on it. The next section shows you an overview of how you actually spend your money this month so far. It includes all your bills, expenses, and debts. All of it was calculated for you in the background through our complex formulas. So here is how you should read it. For example, for dining out, you've already spent $95 this month so far in 2 transactions. This is 63% of your allocated budget. Now you have left $55 for dining out for the rest of the month, which is equivalent to $13.75 a day. For broadband, you made 1 transaction of $20, which is just half of what you needed to pay. It means that you still need to pay $20 extra to avoid any bill debt. Now you see why it is so important to set bills and variable expenses in your budget tracker step 1. Let's move on to the Smart table. This section here is what our customers are most excited about. It is so much easier to understand your financial situation when it's spelled out rather than just looking into plain graphs. So the Smart table gives you an overview of how much you've actually earned so far, how much you've already spent, and how much you have left to spend for the rest of the month. But this is where it gets interesting. First, it tells you what bills you have yet to pay this month and for what amount. In the next field, it allows you to use the drop-down menu to see what those bills are and what is the amount that you budgeted in. This helps you not to overspend throughout the month and keep that bill money on the side to avoid any bill debt. It does the same with your debt repayments by showing you the total outstanding amount and categories. These smart tips are great help when you try to regain control over your finance and avoid going into debt. Then it shows you on how many categories and what type of categories you've overspent on this month. Again, use the drop-down menu to select the categories and see the exact amount. You see, you don't need to do any calculations in your mind or interpret any of the boring graphs. It is here right in front of you, the categories you overspent on and by how much. Our smart tables will help you to understand better where your money is going and what type of categories you need to be more careful with if you would like to save some more money. At the bottom, there is a small section that shows you what type of variable expense you spend most of your money on, the total amount, and the graph that shows you the daily breakdown. So in this example here, you spend most of your money on shopping this month for the total of $320. And from the graph, you can see that you spend most of the sum on February 7th, 20th, and 24th. There is one more very interesting section for you available here, the annual overview. Here you will find total amounts you spent split by your categories and months accordingly. Then there is one more smart table. It provides you with an overview of completed months. So for example, if you are currently in the middle of August, the table will show you an overview between January to July. These tables tell you if you regularly don't achieve your goals. For example, if you tend to overspend on some categories or maybe you are not saving as much as you planned to. All of it will be shown in these tables here. So let's take bills and expenses as an example. The table tells you that you regularly overspend on 7 different categories. You can select the type of category from the drop-down menu to see further details. For example, on entertainment, you overspend 6 months out of 7 by an average of $126 a month. See, now you know exactly where your financial situation is. You can do the same type of analysis for your income, debts, and savings. This is a great way to analyze your financial situation and get a perspective on how you spend your money over time. It will help you to identify what areas you tend to overspend on and become more mindful with your money. That's all for today. If you like this tracker, click on the link in the description below to get yourself a copy. Happy financing!